Good morning, everyone. Now, today in this video, I am going to proceed the next part of the chapter that is started from this passage. It is from those comrades in the struggle that I learned the meaning of courage time and again. I've seen many men and women risk and give their lives for an idea. Nelson Mandela says that during his life period, he had suffered so much and he, had, he has achieved lot of courage and confidence level, and all these are the symbols of his own confidence level, and the credit goes to those great persons, and those persons name I have mentioned in the last video. It means he wants to say that he had achieved all these great qualities to live in the shadow of those freedom fighters. He says, I've seen men stand up to attacks and torture without breaking, showing a strength and resilience that defies the imagination. Mr. Mandela says that in my life, I've seen many people who have struggled so much, and after facing lot of troubles, they also tortured so much, but without any problem, without any sorrow. Once again, I saw them standing to face all those great difficulties. And those persons once again shows their great strength that we have no problem. We have never tried to go backward to see such type of difficulties in our life. I learned that courage was not the absence of fear but the triumph over it. The brave man is not he who does not feel afraid, but he who conquers that fear. Nelson Mandela here experienced that in his life he also experienced that for a person, if he is courageous, it doesn't mean that he has no fright. And if he has no fright, it means he is not courageous. So for a brave person, fright is also compulsory, because fright also makes him conscious, makes him aware for the coming challenge. So he says that a brave person, a brave person is a man who dares to accept all the challenges, and having fright, if he get victory over all the challenges, over all the fright, it means that person is a brave man. No one is born hating another person because of the color of his skin or his background or his religions. Nelson Mandela says that now I have also realized that when a child born on this earth, at that time he has no idea that what is discrimination. He has no idea that what is discrimination on the basis of skin, on the basis of background, on the basis of religion. People must learn to hate, and if they can learn to hate, they can be taught to love, for love comes from naturally to the human heart that it's opposite. And gradually, when he develop in his life step by step, he learns to hate someone because of the color of skin, background, and religion. So it is the opinion of Nelson Mandela. If a man learns to hate someone, then this is also very easy, that we can also teach him to love each other, because love is a natural thing and it comes naturally in the heart of each human beings. Even in the grimmest times in the prison, when my comrades and I were pushed to our limits, I would see a glimmer of humanity in one of the guards, perhaps just for a second. but it was enough to reassure me and keep me going. Man's goodness is a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. Here in this passage, he shares his last experience during the time of his prison. He says that when I and my comrades were suffering so much by the authority of the prisons, at that time a nature of God provided me lot of courage and confidence, because the God has natural quality to share his feeling to all the prisoner as a very sensitive person. Means the guards, he was a single person in the prison who always cooperate to each prison, because, and especially to Nelson Mandela and his comrades, because the guards knew that this man and his group is only and only opposing to evils. They are not prisoner, they are not bad men. So he says that a man's goodness is like a flame that can be hidden but never extinguished. And you can make height to the flame of goodness to a man, but you can never extinguish, never make end to the goodness of a man. The goodness of a man will forever. So, in the coming time in life, every man has twin obligation to his family, to his parents, to his wife and children, and he has an obligation to his people, his community, his country. In a civil and human society, each man is able to fulfill those obligations according to his own inclination and ability. In this passage, Nelson Mandela says that in the life, every people has responsibility, and they have twin obligation, two types of responsibility: responsibility of his family, responsibility of his parents, responsibility of his wife, children, and he has also an obligation to his people, to his community, to his country. And Mandela was such type of man who was not an only obligation of his family, children, wife, but he had also obligation of his people, of his community. He says that in a civil and human society, each man, each man is able to fulfill their obligation according to their own desire, according to their own facilities. But in country like South Africa, it was almost impossible for a man of my birth and color to fulfill both of those obligations. But he says that in South Africa, this was impossible. This was impossible for a black people like Nelson Mandela to fulfill all the desires, all the responsibilities like him. The responsibility that is related to family and that is related to community. This was impossible in South Africa for a people. He can never complete the both desires, the both inclination together. In South Africa, a man of color who attempted to live as a human being was punished and isolated. He says that in South Africa, when a people try to sacrifice his life for his community, the family member make him isolate from his family group. In South Africa, a man who tried to fulfill duty to his people was inevitably ripped up from his family and his home and was forced to live life part of twilight existence of secrecy and rebellion. And at that time, he was make isolated from the country. Inevitably, the people began to realize that this is the man who is not able to live with us, and he is known there as a sacred rebellion. I did not in the beginning choose to place my people above my family, but in attempting to serve my people, I found that I was prevented from fulfilling my obligations as a son, as a brother, and a husband. Mr. Mandela says that in the starting time, I also did not care so much to my community, to my people, all over of my family. I also supported my family so much, but by and by, when I realized, when I began to spend my time with my community, with my peoples, and realized all the suffering after that, my family's member can't prevent me to serve of my community as a servant. And I realized, I resolved that this is my responsibility to fight against these bad evils for my community.